What's up, guys? Welcome to the long overdue episode 7 of the Stats Free Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jarrell Hicks, here with you guys today to finally give you this podcast. This podcast was scheduled to release about a week and a half ago. Due to certain circumstances, it did not, which I'll explain to you now. A week and a half ago, it was supposed to go out like 2 Saturdays ago, or a Saturday ago, something like that. I don't remember. But Saturday ago, it was supposed to go out. Um, I was working on a new platform I was telling you about. If you saw my first post on YouTube, you'll see that there. It explains what I'm getting ready to do or was about to do at the time. I was trying to rush out my new platform, which I was taught out of by my wife, which thankfully she definitely looked out for me there because the site isn't ready. I was trying to rush it. It's ready, like 90% ready. The platform is almost ready. I'm just missing one key component, which I can do without. But she said she'd rather me. It's a better decision to put it out when it's well, I can't talk today. It is better for me to put it out when it's a complete finished product. So I decided to wait. I was scheduling episode 7 to originally come out for the release of the new platform, which is a website, but it's a different kind of website. But like I said, I'll talk about that in another video. But it didn't come out then. Then I recorded episode 7 2 times since last Saturday, and for whatever reason, I had it in video format, video and audio together, whatever. But it did not come out. The video came out clear and perfect, but the audio, for some reason, in the video would not work. I don't understand why. I'm still trying to figure out why. So that's why it's coming in only audio this week. Hopefully, I get it fixed by next week. Or, well, today's Wednesday. I'm recording the podcast Wednesday night. It should be released Thursday, and another episode 8, is coming Saturday. So, in a few more days, episode 8 is coming out. Hopefully, I can fix the issue, and that episode will be in video and audio format. Like I said, the video format is for YouTube, and SoundCloud is getting the audio format. And once my new platform is released, which is a website, which I will explain again later, that will have everything on it, including my old content, one through whatever, from the first episode of the podcast till every updated episode and whatever. We'll get that straight. We'll talk about that when the time comes. But welcome to the episode. Welcome to the show. A lot of topics to get to. Trying to see where we'll start off at. I did it twice already, so I'm trying to, I feel like they were good podcasts too, so I'm kind of upset. Like, man, I did good. I felt good about them when I was doing them. I listened to the playback, and it would not work. So hopefully this goes as smooth or even better as the other recordings were. But let's get started with, let's go with some big three, man. Start off with some big three. The playoffs do start this week. This Saturday, this Sunday, the big three playoffs do start. And you don't watch the big three, man, go support it, man. Ice Cube, the actor, rapper, the legendary rapper and actor. He is the owner of the league. He created this league about 2-3 years ago, and it's been doing well, man. They're doing good from the looks of it. They have a good stadium presence, a good fan attendance. The venues aren't packed out, but they are looking very well, man. They're looking better from the first season, the second season. I think this is the third season. I think this is the third season of the Big Three, and I think it's continue going up, man. So I like to support the Big Three and Ice Cube, man. I like him a lot from his movies and the music, I guess. I don't know him personally, but I do like what he's doing. The Big Three. I like watching the games. I like it have former players, legendary players coaching, former champions, all that good stuff, man. So support the Big Three if you can, man. Come on Sundays. I think you just come on Saturdays too, on during the regular season on CBS. But this is the playoffs starting Sunday. The last final 6 teams, they are here. You have the Threes Company versus Bivouac. You have Killer Threes versus Power. and you have the triplets versus the three-headed monsters. Um, if you didn't know, if you're not keeping up ugh, I can't talk today. If you aren't keeping up with the games, the triplets probably have the best player in the big three right now, which is Joe Johnson. I'm definitely giving them the edge over three-headed monsters. They're no slouch. Don't get me wrong, they're no slouches. But I just don't see these guys beating them, man. They have a good team though. They have Rashard Lewis, former Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, Supersonic. We have Reggie Evans, who's also a co-captain with Rashard. No, Rashard Lewis is not a co-captain. Sorry, no, he's the captain. Excuse me. Rashard Lewis is the captain. Co-captain Reggie Evans, former I think Toronto Raptor, um, former tough guy, former bruiser in the NBA. Played 13 seasons in the NBA. They have Mohamed Abdul Rauf, 9 seasons in the NBA. Was a great shooter in the NBA. Is a great shooter still to this day. He's like around 40, 42, something like that. Larry Sanders, former VCU college player, Milwaukee Buck. Mario Chalmers, Rodney Carney, and Gary Payton as the head coach. Solid team, solid coach. Gary Payton is intense, same as he played, same way he played. He's coaching the same exact way. But like I said, they are facing I think the best player in the big three right now, Joe Johnson, who is probably the MVP. I would think hands down the MVP. Who has a solid team around him also. They're no slouch either. And I think they're the number one seed, if I'm not mistaken. The triplets are the number one seed. Joe Johnson being the captain. Had also the co-captain, Al Jefferson, still a monster. Gennaro Pargo, Sergio Gibson, Jamario Moon, Alan Anderson, and Miss Lisa Leslie, the legendary Lisa Leslie, is the head coach. Um, I think the three-headed monsters have more, name power, star power, to at least to the names. But I think the better team and the best player, Joe Johnson for sure, hands down. So I'm gonna give the triplets that W. I'm gonna say pretty easily also. I don't see nobody who can guard Joe Johnson. I don't see it. I said he's the MVP this year. I don't see an issue with them getting on to the next round. Um, let's see who's next. The next game, Three's Company versus Biviak. That'll be a close game. Let me look at the rosters real quick. I forgot who's on Biviak. I think that's Josh Smith team, former Atlanta Hawks, Clipper Josh Smith. Let me see. I think it is. Yeah, Biviak, Josh Smith the captain, Anthony Morrow, former Atlanta Hawk, former I think Charlotte Bobcat, Charlotte Hornet, whatever. Anthony Morrow, Will Bynum, Sean Williams, C.J. Leslie, Deion Glover, and Reggie Theus at the team is the head coach. Good team, solid team. Three's Company. Let me see. I keep mixing them up with the Killer Threes, which is Killer Threes is Steven Jackson's team. Three's Company is Demar Johnson is the captain. Drew Gooden, Dijon Thompson, Andre Emmett, Jason Maxill, Dante Jones. Dante Jones playing? I remember seeing him up there. And Michael Cooper, the head coach. I'm going with Biviat with the easy one. I think Josh Smith will dominate. I think the whole team should get off, man. I've seen Biviat play 3 or 4 times throughout this year. They played very well. Yeah, I don't see Three's Company even sticking in this game for too long, man. Biviak has a loaded team. Anthony Moreau, I can't talk today. Anthony Moreau can drain threes. Will Bynum is a menace getting to the paint. Sean Williams can still shoot the three balls. C.J. Leslie's a good player. Yeah, man, I really don't see him. I don't see nobody stopping Josh Smith or Anthony Moreau being able to score at will. I don't see it. I think it should be an easy one. And to last, the toughest game, I think the most competitive game in this championship series, in this playoff series, at least in the first round, is the defending champion. Excuse me, defending champion Power versus the Killer Threes. Uh, it's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a tough game. Last year's MVP Corey Maggette leads power. Um, their co-captain is Coutinho Mobley, 11-year veteran. Coutinho Cat Mobley, he is a monster. He looks like he's about 50 years old with that gray beard and gray hair. The gray hair, he is a monster. He's a monster. He's a savage. But I think he had. I'm not sure if he's back. I'm not sure if he's back from his hamstring injury yet. I'm not sure if he's playing this game. They have a solid team, very solid team. You go down their roster. They have Miss Nancy Lieberman as the head coach. Chris Anderson, Birdman, Quentin Richardson, Jeremy Pargo, Julian Wright, Carlos Boozer, Big Baby Glenn Davis, Coutinho Mobley, and 2018 Big Three MVP Corey Maggette. They're the defending champions. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Killer Threes. I don't know who they can do it now, man. It's a real. It's gonna be a nail biter, I think. Steven Jackson. This is the Big Three roster. The Killer Threes roster. The captain Steven Jackson, Josh Powell, co-captain, Franklin Sessions. Shoot, I forgot. He's from he's a legend from the Drew League. I forgot his nickname. Franklin Nitty Sessions, I think. I think Nitty. I think. If I'm not, I can't talk today. If I'm not mistaken, Franklin Nitty Sessions. Nitty Sessions. I think he is from the Drew League for sure. I think Nitty is his nickname. Great player. First year in the Big Three. Played well so far. Dante Green, C.J. Watson, Eddie Curry, and the coach Charles Oakley. And he's still physical and all that stuff. As he same way he was a player, he's the same way as a coach, same as Gary Payton. It's gonna be a tough game, man. I have to see real quick, is Coutinho Mobley healthy to play? That's all. That's the deciding factor to me. If he can play, if he's playing, then we can. Oh, screen, I got quiet for a second. If he's playing, it's a different story in my opinion. I don't see any news on him. It doesn't say. It does not say. I don't know. Last time I saw power play, which was like 2 weeks ago, Coutinho Mobley was out with I think a hamstring injury. They said he could come back. I don't see any news on him. Not everything is from a month ago. So I'm gonna give it to the Killer Threes. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a barn burner, nail biter. But I do believe Killer Threes will get through. I think they will earn their way to the next round of the playoffs. But I can't. Yeah, without Mobley, I'm gonna give it to the Killer Three, man. It's gonna be tough though, for sure. It's gonna be tough, but I can't see them winning. Corey Maggette, nice, super nice. Quentin Richardson, super nice, especially with that three ball. They have a good surrounding team around them, around Corey Maggette. Like I said, the former MVP last year. He still probably finished second in MVP this year behind Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson had a crazy year this year. I just can't see them beating the Killer Threes power that is without Coutinho Mobley. I can't see it. But those are my predictions for this week of the first round of the playoffs. So like I said again, I think Killer 3 will beat Power. I think Biviak will beat shoot, who they playing? I'm bugging out. Biviak will win whoever they're playing, three-headed monsters or whatever. And I think Triplets will beat whoever they're playing. Three-headed monster, three-headed something, but yeah. The winners for me, Biviak, Triplets, and Killer Threes. I think they'll move on to the next round, and they will win their matchups. But before we leave the big three, I want to talk about a quote Ice Cube said about Carmelo Anthony. A reporter asked him earlier this week about what if Carmelo chose to play, come down to the big three, would you want him? And this is Ice Cube's quote: "If you want the ball out this level, then yeah. But if he thinks it's a stigma behind it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing in the big three, I'm done. If he thinks that, then he probably won't. And it's not a stigma. Big three ain't isn't the ugh. I'm tripping. Big three ain't the end, it's the beginning." And that's the end quote from Ice Cube. And I like that, man. You know, I like how Ice Cube is branding the big three is not the end of your career just because you're not in the big leagues anymore. He's not trying to compete with the big leagues. He's just staying in his own niche, staying in his own lane. But it's not over. Same way if you go overseas. See, I think pro players get it mixed, get it missed. Eh. Wow, pro players are getting it mixed up and messed up. How just because you're not allowed or you're kicked out of the big leagues, everything's done. My whole world's upside down. No, you still can get money. You still can get money playing overseas. Same way Stephon Marbury and other former NBA castoffs or college castoffs has made good money overseas. You know what I'm saying? It's not an end all be all for the NBA, in my opinion. It's nice to be there. Don't get me wrong. The check's bigger, more spotlight. But a guy like Carmelo, you don't have a spotlight. You can go to Big Three right now and dominate the same way Joe Johnson is. Joe Johnson is still playing the league right now. He was last on the Rockets, I believe. He was last. His last time playing was on the Rockets, I believe, last year. From not no, well, 2 years ago now. I believe 2 seasons ago, he was on the Rockets. They're like ninth, tenth man, stuff like that. He wasn't really getting that much playing time. He's a little longer than two for NBA standards, but man, he's making a killing, and not saying money wise, but at least fame wise, he's the best player they have right now. Like I said, him and Corey Maggette are 1-2. I'll give the decent edge to Joe Johnson. But yeah, I think Carmelo could join, make a good living, bring more eyes to the big three, and make it even grow even bigger, man. So I think guys need to go ahead and stop thinking NBA is the end all be all, because it's not. There's other routes to success. There's other routes to be happy. You want to play basketball, you can still play basketball. You know what I'm saying? If you say it's only NBA, then say that. Don't just say I love basketball. I only want to play basketball. But when the big three call, when China call, when European teams call, you say no. Because it's not about basketball. It's about NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's about the name behind it. It's not the you know what I'm saying. I think it should be if you love the game that much, not just Carmelo, but anybody, it should be about playing basketball, not just the brand name, like brand name clothes, brand name food. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to have, it's cool to see. The designer clothes is cool to see, but as long as you have clothes, you should be fine. You're living. That's the same way if you breathe, eat, sleep, breathe basketball or any sport, playing Canadian Football League should not be an issue. Colin Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying? If you love football that much, Canadian football, XFL, AFL, before they was done, if they're calling you, giving you bread, what's the issue? You know, Johnny Manziel went, other guys went. You know what I'm saying? So if you truly love a sport, it's not about the money. So supposedly, air quotes, it's not about the money. It shouldn't be a problem playing for Canadian football, European football, Chinese, basketball, whatever. It shouldn't be a problem going to a lesser, a lesser organization, a lesser brand. But that's really it on Big Three, man. Big Three playoffs start this Sunday. Go support it. Go watch it. Shout out Ice Cube. Shout out the Big Three, man. I like it. I love to see them grow, man. I like Ice Cube a lot. Seems like he a good guy. I say don't know him. I love his music. Love his acting. Um, yeah. I just seen what's his movie with Kevin Hart? Get Hard? No, I'm tripping. I don't know. The movie with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. Um, I look it up. My memory is like terrible. What's going on? Is it Get Hard with Kevin Hart? I'm sorry for Paul. I'm trying to find a movie for real. I don't know why. When I get on the microphone, Memory goes like to poop. Okay, right along too. I just seen those movies for the first time this past weekend. They are funny. They are hilarious. That's why I'm on a whole Ice Cube wave right now. I just seen him all weekend. Basically, I seen Right Along one, two times, Right Along two, three times. They were that good to me. Kevin Hart was impressive. You know, normally I don't think he's that funny, but he played his part well. Ice Cube always does his part well. Great movies, man. Very good comedy, action comedies, movies, man. So I do like those movies. So shout out Ice Cube. Hurry up and bring Last Friday to us, whatever it's called. I said Friday 2, that's been out. But the last Friday, go ahead and make that, man, get it out. Bring back Chris Tucker, please. But that's it for the big three, man. Like I said, support big three. Playoffs start Sunday, August 25th. Watch it, man. Support it. But that's really it for the big three. Guess I'll stick with basketball. Shout out to Kevin Love and Liz Cambridge from Las Vegas Aces for helping spread awareness by partnering with NBA. Kevin Love and Liz Cambridge partnered with the WNBA for spreading mental health awareness. Those two have very vocal, been very vocal and speaking on their mental health issues and other players who don't want to speak up for themselves, don't want to bring attention to it themselves. They spoke up for themselves and other players, man. They've been great advocates for it. And the NBA and WNBA, both respectively, have you know, brought on mental health programs for their players and coaches and staff members to, help along with any issues that they do have, and that's um, a very great thing they have done. Liz and Kevin Love, to bring to their sports, man. It's a great thing to see. Around this time, this day and age, man. It's good to see guys and women caring about their coworkers and themselves. You never know what people could be going through, so it's a good thing to see those two and others too continue to push for that. And the NBA and WNBA has heard their cries, heard their statements, heard their stories, and they are and have created policies for players and staff members and stuff like that for organizations and stuff to help with those mental issues. So it's a great thing to see, man. Shout out those two people for making that great adjustment to their sports, to their organizations, and that's great to see. Shout out also RJ Hampton. I speak about him probably once every 2 episodes. He's been impressing me a lot. If you don't know who he is, he's the young man out of high school who's going straight to the European League. Um, I know the team name, but I forgot it. But yeah, he turned down offers, and not just because he was academically ineligible or anything like that. He just wanted to prepare for the NBA. What he thought was the correct way, and getting professional experience going overseas. And I think that's a good way also. I think if you're trying to make yourself better and further yourself, I don't think college is the place for you if you're going strictly for basketball. If you know you're going to be a one and done regardless of your year, I think you should go overseas. So I love the move. Great move. You're getting paid. Like I said, you're getting paid for it while you're learning the game and getting better. Perfect move by RJ Hampton and other guys. LaMelo Ball, but I think LaMelo Ball would have went to college if he was in if he was, what's going on today? I think LaMelo Ball would have went to college if he was eligible because he had a few offers, but none would hold because of his LeVar Ball thing going to overseas with the team JBL, all that other stuff. So he was most likely would have been ineligible to play. But I think if LaMelo Ball was eligible, he would have chosen college. But there's neither here nor there. But RJ Hampton though, the news on him, which is kind of old, but about a week or two old, a week and a half old. But he signed a shoe deal with Li Ning, which is if you're not familiar with those guys, they are signees. Man, I'm tripping today. I'm having a bad day. They are the company that houses Dwayne Wade shoes and clothing. CJ McCollum, and I think one other player in the NBA. I forgot who. CJ McCollum, Dwayne Wade, RJ Hampton now, somebody else. But yeah, that's a great move, man. 5-year deal. He's getting his own his own signature shoe this upcoming year. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Brand yourself, bet on yourself, brand yourself, man. And it's a great thing to see, man. Shout out RJ Hampton. It's a great move in my opinion. Um, yeah, it's a great move, man. He made a jump to the NBA. He'll be a big star, or he'll be a nice name overseas already. From if he play well or not, his shoes will be on sale overseas and in the U.S. I love the move, man. It's a great branding move for his brand and for himself. He has his own signature shoe out of college, right out of high school. Excuse me. Perfect move, great move. Who doesn't want that? I'm sure he have like some design control over the shoes, so that's perfect for him, man. Shout out to RJ Hampton. I love every move he's made so far. I've been I've been loving every move he's made, man. For real, like he's done a great job in doing big boy moves to secure his future and uh, his current lifestyle and his future lifestyle. So shout out to him, man. Great moves, RJ Hampton. He's been really impressive. Seen his highlight tape in high school, his senior year. Impressive on the court also. So hopefully he can be a trailblazer in this day and age. I don't forget that Brandon Jennings was one of the first ones during my era, my age group, growing up. He's older than me, but I'm 24. But when I was in maybe middle school, I think Brandon Jennings went overseas instead of going to college. So he was one of the first ones I ever heard of doing that. He was successful in going a year and transferring to the NBA with no issues. He came out fire for the Milwaukee Bucks, got injured maybe third or fourth year, and never really came back the same. I think I think his Achilles blew or something like that. He never really came back the same. But I think he's playing overseas right now. But you know, he was a trailblazer. I don't know if people this day and age really remember him. Like I said, he came out on fire from being drafted. Had a good rookie year, good sophomore year. I think he got hurt. He blew his Achilles the third or fourth year. Got traded to the Bucks to the Pistons, and then I think just kind of fizzled out after that. But he was an original trailblazer for my era, my age group. But I don't know if people remember him though, man. I don't know. I said, he's probably about 30 now, 30, 31, something like that probably. I don't know if these guys really remember him that much. I guess they do. I guess they would. I said, I'm 24. RJ Hampton is like 18, 19, probably 18. Yeah, Jeff left high school, so probably 18. So I don't know. We'll see. Not we'll see. I don't really care, but I don't know. I don't know if he really knows Brandon Jennings like that. I'm sure he does. I don't know, but maybe he can be a trailblazer and maybe influence kids to follow their dreams and bet on themselves instead of going to college. Go overseas, make some bread while you're there. Maybe sign with the leaning or leaning type of company and build yourself overseas and in the States once you get drafted, if you do get drafted. So that's a great move by him, man. Like I said, I can't speak on this young man enough. He's doing a great job of betting on himself and, just doing what needs to be done, making big boy moves, man. So shout out to him and his parents and his team for doing good moves. Next, I want to talk about the Dwight Howard Lakers match. And I seen reports saying Lakers should they sign. No, I seen a report saying 16 players Lakers should sign before Dwight Howard. I'm looking like, huh? 16 players before who? What 16 big men that aren't in the league, that aren't on a team right now, are better than Dwight Howard? Because Dwight Howard's still putting up. I said I don't like numbers. It's stats free sports podcast. I don't like the numbers that much, but his numbers are decent. His numbers are good. 13-9 aren't bad. You know what I'm saying? But the eye test, always look at the eye test. Relieve your eyes. He's still not playing bad either. He's not the Dwight Howard of old. No, I mean he's definitely not that. But he still can give you good rebounds and good points. I think he's the perfect match for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis said in his press conference flat out, "I don't want to play the five. I hate the five." Not no, not exactly like that, but he said it in that type of manner. He doesn't want to play the five. Frank Vogel said in that same press conference, "Well, you're gonna kind of have to at some point in time. That's fine, but he doesn't want to start there. He doesn't want to play there most of the time. So who should play there? You have JaVale McGee there right now, who's probably the starting center, and now you have, which I would think, signed Dwight Howard, man. Well, I think he's with the Memphis Grizzlies, but they gave him the right to talk to the Lakers. I don't see why not sign him. Why not sign him? If you had Boogie there, if you're talking about just off the court like distraction stuff, I mean Boogie could have been that too. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't feeling well about his role, so Dwight Howard with his drama, it's kind of different drama. No, but sexuality type stuff going on. But we ain't really get into that. We're not gonna get into that, but not at all. That's not involved in sports like that. If it came a story, if he does get to the go to Lakers and it becomes a story, we might touch on it. But we're not gonna touch that though. But I don't think it's a big issue. He just came out recently and said, that's not true, whatever the allegations were. So, just on basketball terms, why wouldn't you sign him? I don't see why not. And the Lakers are reportedly going to work out Joakim Noah and Maurice Spades. What? With the White Howard also. But I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Joakim Noah, what he can do for me? What will he do for you? I mean, I know he's an energy guy, I guess still. He just got a fat check from the Knicks for free. He got like $40 million guaranteed, I think, for a year, and then got cut or traded or something. No, bro, no. I'm not signing Joakim Noah. No, I'm not doing that. I am not signing Maurice Spades. He can't shoot the ball. Still no. I want Dwight Howard. I want me a big who can bang, who can get in the post. Still, I'm a traditional big man. I love getting it. I love post. I love post play. The post play is not out of style for me. I think people just don't use it because of analytics. Which I hate analytics. Not hate it, but I don't subscribe to the heavy use of analytics. But I think post play should still be a thing in NBA today. And I think Dwight Howard, who still isn't a post savant after all these years, he still had the same basic moves. I think he can definitely work these lighter, smaller, thinner centers in today's NBA with no issue. I said he's not the same Dwight Howard of old. He's definitely not that anymore. But he can definitely still put the ball in bucket when needed to and when asked to. And on that Lakers team, you shouldn't be asked to do a lot. Just rebound, contest shots, block shots in the specific role you're given behind JaVale McGee. Because JaVale McGee should still be the starter. So I don't see an issue with why Dwight Howard would not be the first pick for the Lakers. But, I can see him going with Joakim Noah. I can see him doing that. I will understand it, but as me, I'm not a Joakim Noah fan at all, ever. I mean, I guess maybe young Joakim Noah with the Florida Gators, I guess. But he's cool. He's an energy guy, but I'm not big on him, man. I'm not a big Joakim Noah. Not for the role you need him to be with the Lakers. I'm not big on that. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I still think Howard can be a factor on a championship team right now, for sure. And like given a specific role, I think Howard's perfect for the Lakers. He's perfect. You need a big man five to be dirty, get in the paint, and fight rebounds and block shots. When Ant Davis is at the four, who perfect Then JaVale and the backup for JaVale, Dwight Howard. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't see it. I don't see how you don't go with Dwight Howard. But we'll see what they do. I'm going with Howard. That's me. If I'm Jeannie Buss or Frank Vogel or Jason Kidd, whoever the head coach is. I know it's Vogel, but the rumors going around that he might be fired after a year or two, whatever, and Kidd gonna take over. Look, whoever making decisions there, Rob Pelinka, get Dwight Howard and stop playing, man. Don't even waste your time. Waste your time. Daggone working out Maurice Spates and Joakim Noah. No, bro. I'm not. No, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm hot about that. I don't like no. Do not. I don't understand. I still don't understand why are you working out Joakim Noah in this day and age. This is not Chicago Bulls energy. Big Energizer Bunny. Joakim Noah. This is not that. This is old man Joakim Noah. Just got paid big money by the Nets. No, bro. I mean by the Knicks. No, he wasn't good. He was not good. No. Mm-mm. No. 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 But on to my next NBA topic. I want to just talk about. I'm trying to see. Don't want to? Guess I do. Yeah. Do I though? Trying to decide on talk about this or not. I'll say that for next week. But I will talk about Doc Rivers. I want to have an honest discussion with you guys. An honest, super honest, heartfelt discussion about Doc Rivers, man. And I'm really thinking he's overrated. I don't, just hear me out. Hear me out. Doc Rivers been coaching for a long time. He coached a few teams. I think two teams before the Celtics, Boston Celtics, where he caught his fame as being a coach for. He's a former player, played well, played decent, hard, tough-nosed player. But he first coached Orlando Magic for about 4 years. They won. I think they got in the playoffs one year. The last three, they didn't make any noise. He got let go. And he played for his former team, coached for his former team, the Atlanta Hawks, for a little bit, a little tiny stretch, and ended up didn't getting the job. Excuse me. End up not getting the job full time, and they went another direction for head coach. Then he found his way with the Boston Celtics. Wasn't really winning that much. Wasn't really in a good space until they made the big trade. KG and Ray Allen, came to the Boston Celtics and one summer, and then they won the title that next year, and they went again to the championship but lost to the Lakers. They played those guys, Kobe and the Lakers, back-to-back years. Won one, lost one, right? Cool. And once that stretch ended, the Big Three era ended, because Miami Heat got LeBron James, a year or two later. The Celtics never came back to the NBA championship with Doc Rivers as the head coach. They haven't been back since in general. He was basically traded to Los Angeles Clippers to take over, and he had a team of Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, Andy Jordan, and Blake Griffin. And he did not get it done, not one of those years. Not one. And that was pre-Warriors era. That was pre, the dominant Warriors, even before Kevin Durant. That was pre-Warriors era. That was pre-super dominant scoring machine James Harden. That was doing the Rockets. That was doing the dominant San Antonio Spurs era. That little 2-3 year stretch, 4 year stretch, whatever it was. He did not get it done during none of those years before the Warriors came along, and then came up and just started punching everybody. So going to the championship 2 years, 2 years, win one, lost one, haven't been back since with talented teams, super talented teams. Doc Rivers is considered the second best coach in today's day and age behind Coach Popovich. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's all hype. It's overrated hype. I do not see him as being the second best coach in the league right now. And if he is, it's probably by default. It's by default. To me, it's by default. It, I I don't I respect him as a coach. He's a great players coach. I get it. Players relate to him. He makes them run through walls for him. That's fine. It's perfect. That's a great that's a great coaching technique skill to have. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see him as being the second best coach behind Popovich of this era. I don't see it. He really did the same thing Eric Spoelstra done. Though Eric Spoelstra had, I think Eric Spoelstra from the Miami Heat had an even tougher job than Doc Rivers had, which is not. I think everybody would agree with me on that topic. Eric Spoelstra had prime D Wade, prime Chris Bosh, and prime LeBron James, and he had to make it work. And they all reports coming out, came out back then and now about how LeBron wanted Pat Riley to come down, fire Spoelstra, and Pat Riley coached them. Pat Riley, being the OG, being the big dog, being big dog, said no. I believe in Spoelstra. He will coach you guys to championships, and he did that. But Doc Rivers had a veteran KG who was hungry for a title, a veteran Ray Allen who was hungry for a title, and a veteran Paul Pierce who was hungry for a title. And the key words are veterans. Veterans, super veterans. They were all star players of their team individually, but they weren't on the same level of stars as Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh were at that time. They were not. They were Asian superstars about to be on their last legs. And they all know. I went on a Danny Ainge rant. If you haven't heard, matter of fact, I think you can't even find it anymore. If you're not a first episode listener of the podcast, that you can't find on YouTube or SoundCloud, I have the audio files. It's kind of, I think it's corrupt. I might can save it. I have a guy who might can save it for me, but hopefully one day I can re-upload my episode 1 and 2 of the episode of the Statue Sports Podcast. But my first episode or two, I went on a rant about Danny Ainge, about how he shouldn't get credit for the KG trade, and because one of his best friends and former teammates, what's his name? My mind goes blank every time I do a podcast. Kevin McHale, who was the Timberwolves president and GM at that time, traded Kevin Garnett to the Celtics. Come on, man. Really? Out of all teams, to your best friend who was struggling, who needed a championship team the next year, that year, you gave him Danny Ainge? Word. Yeah, right. Yeah. Danny Ainge, who was a former Boston Celtics player who was not getting the job done. He was doing cool, but he was not getting the job done. Could have been on his last legs and got a favor, potentially, allegedly. This is all alleged by me. I don't know, but it seems like a friend looking out for a friend. And he gave him some pieces for KG, but he got KG and then turned around and got Ray Allen from the Supersonics. And, like I said, they were all post prime or the tail end of their prime. Not like the Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Bosh. They were all smack dab in their prime. Smack dab in the middle. Ray Allen was more of a specialist instead of a explosive player he used to be. Paul Pierce was still. Paul Pierce might have been prime Paul Pierce. I guess Paul Pierce might have been prime Paul Pierce. and KG was ending ending his prime, close to ending his prime when they got him. Um, when the Celtics traded for him during the the '08 season, off season. But like I said, Doc Rivers had a good team, man. He had a good team with good veterans, with not hard to coach guys. You know, very coachable guys, very good team. You had a young point guard in Rajon Rondo. You had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Eddie House, KG, Leon Poe, Tony Allen. You had good teams, man. Very coachable guys. Very coachable guys. Very coachable guys. I'm sure KG was intense, but he is an extension of a coach on the floor. He definitely is. Former MVP, Hall of Famer KG, Hall of Famer Ray Allen, probably Hall of Famer Paul Pierce. I'm sure. Mm, eh, I don't know. I guess so. I guess Paul Pierce is a Hall of Famer too. But no, a good team, man. A very good team, and you got it done. You got it done with the first year against the Lakers with a pre Pau Gasol Lakers. You know, next year they got Pau Gasol. You can't really hang with them. But you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You move on to the Clippers. Like I said, Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. You had Josh Smith in there somewhere, one of them later on years. You had a good team, man. Good teams. You beat the Spurs one year when Chris Paul was almost crippled, and you couldn't get it done none of the years, man. Not one of them years you get to the finals. Just get to the finals, and I'm good. I'm laying off the case. But a great coach like that couldn't push that talented team to greater heights than what they should have. They were title contenders for about 4 years, and they could never get it done. Could never get it done. I know Chris Paul was he a little rough on the edges, and I know there's a beef between him, DeAndre, him and Blake Griffin. I understand that. Well, from the reports, I don't know, but from the reports, there were beef, whatever. But you know, a great coach like Doc should have corralled that in, should have should have kept that intact enough to win a title. He could not do that. He couldn't do that, man. And I know they were befuddled with a lot of injuries. Blake Griffin stayed hurt, especially around playoff time. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul both always in there hurt. They took turns being hurt during playoff times. I understand that. Injuries do happen. I do understand that. You know, but being the best coach of this era, maybe by default, maybe the second best coach of this era by default behind Pop, by default, like I said. But in my opinion, he's probably the most, behind Pop, the second best value in like name value as a coach. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Of this era, of my era of basketball, which is I've been watching basketball since '05. I was in like sixth grade, I think, something like that. I think maybe fifth grade, sixth grade, '05. But yeah, yeah. Name value, he's probably the second most name value after Greg Popovich of active coaches. But him being the best coach, second best coach in the league right now, no, no. In the same way he has a stacked team in the past, another stacked team now. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Pat Beverly, Larry Shamet, Ivan Zubac. The list goes on. Stacked team. If he don't win, it's a shame. If he doesn't win, it's a shame. No matter what. If Paul George get hurt, still should win. Kawhi get hurt, you still should win, in my opinion. There should be no reason why Doc Rivers does not win the title this year. And if he does, it's kind of a win-win for me because it paints my point. He wins with stacked teams. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of win-win for me. But I said I will be objective when the time comes, when playoff time comes, and the Clippers should be there. You would think they're a lot to get in, and I will be objective. I will watch him closely though. I will watch him closely and see what he does and see how he coaches. But it's not really much to coach. I mean, you have the best perimeter defense, maybe of the modern day era. Pat Beverly hounding the point guard position. Paul George locking up the three. Um, Kawhi locking up the two, or no, vice versa, whatever. It should be no issues on the perimeter side of the ball on defense. So, you know, I think the coaching is out of his hands this year. I think it's nothing for him to really do. Just say sick him, and those three guys I just mentioned got him. They should have him, and Montrezl Harrell should have the paint covered too. So it's no real spots where Doc Rivers can come in and put his foot down on and really make a mark on this team. It's no real thing. You just got to manage them. Same way Steve Kerr manages the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, he steps up and make certain stuff happen sometimes. Most of the time, it's always Steph. It's always Clay. It was KD. You didn't really need Steve Kerr to really corral the team in that much to to make adjustments. I'm sure he did, but I don't think to the point where we will put Steve Kerr in the best of the discussion of best coaches list. He's not there because he's not proven yet. I said he has done things to help his case to prove he's an okay coach, but he hasn't really came under any fire for making bad decisions, in my opinion. And Doc really hasn't either, because it's not really nothing you can do bad with a stacked team like that. So, I like Doc a lot, um, you know, but I just don't see him as being a legit number two behind Doc as the best coach in the league right now, or of my era watching basketball. So the last what 14, 15 years, say '05, 2019. So the last 14 years of me watching basketball, I do not think Pop is the second best coach in the NBA. I don't think so. Sorry, Celtics fans, Doc fans, whatever, but I don't see it, man. Good coach, very good coach, solid coach, great players coach, but I don't see him being the best coach in the league behind Pop. I don't see it. You have Mike Budenholzer for the Bucks, great coach. Done he's a Greg Pop like, and he's a former understudy of Greg Popovich. He went and took the Atlanta Hawks a few years ago with that solid roster: Kent Bazemore, Jeff Teague, Joe Johnson, Al Horford. Who's a power forward? Paul Millsap? Was it Paul Millsap? Was it Paul Millsap? Might be tripping. Whatever it was, Damari Carroll, that whole squad. He took that team, to to the to the brink of their potential. He took that team to their farthest potential, and now he's taking the Bucks the same way. He's taking the Milwaukee Bucks the same exact way. He's bringing them as far as they can go, and we just have to see him take them to the title next year to really prove his stamp as being a great coach. Same as Brad Stevens. I think Kyrie Irving kind of overwhelmed him a little bit as the type of player player he was, and just the overall chemistry didn't fit Brad Stevens' ideal team and scheme. So I think with Kemba Walker being more scheme friendly, I think it'll be a better matchup for Brad Stevens to really show his worth, his grit as a head coach again. I think he had a bad year with the Celtics last year. The whole team chemistry, the team had a bad year. I think they all will bounce back, including Coach Stevens. You have the Nuggets, the Jazz with Coach Snyder, great coach. He gets the most out of those guys also up there in Utah. So those guys, man. Also the coach from the Nuggets, Coach Malone. Excuse my throat's getting dry. Coach Malone for the Nuggets. I think won Coach of the Year last year. I think he did. I think he did. Great coach, very good coach. Same as the coach from the Blazers, Terry Stotts, very good coach, very good coach, very good coach, man. So, like I said, Doc is Doc is they're all in the same league as Doc to me. Doc isn't some special guy. I think it's Greg Popovich and the field. I don't think it's one guy right behind Greg Pop as the second best coach. I think it's a lot of guys behind them, man. I think the first one I would choose is Greg Pop Jr., which is Mike Budenholzer. Not Jr., but no, one of his students, Mike Budenholzer, man. But the head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. But that's just me, man. But that's enough of basketball. Let's move on to some football. Before we go to football, matter of fact, before we go there, I want to talk about a story I reported on a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago, which was a young man. I'm trying to find his name now. Excuse me. Take a quick second. Quick second. Here you go. The young man named Nathan Peterson. Nathan Patterson. Um, I reported on him. I think episode 5 or 6. He was a young man who went to I think a Colorado's Rockies game. He was in a fan zone, fan lounge area. He was doing like doing the little pitching radar machine, and he pitched over 90, I think 94 miles per hour, multiple times. I think around 6, 7, 8 times, somewhere around there. Consistent heat over 94 miles per hour. And the Oakland A's, I think it was Colorado Rockies versus the Oakland A's. I think in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. And the Oakland A's seen the video go viral, and they signed him to a minor league deal, all that stuff, whatever. Right? Cool, great story. He actually made his debut in minor league the other day. I think like 2, 3 days ago. Um, he played very well, man. He played well. He made his debut. He made his debut. Um, what league? Trying to see, was it double A or triple A or single A? I'm reading now. I don't see it. 1 second. He threw 1 inning. He struck out all 3 batters he faced. Great story, man. I'm trying to see. Excuse me. I don't see it. It doesn't want to say what league he's in. Just say minor league. It signed to a minor league deal. It doesn't say what. Doesn't say single A, double A, none of that. But he pitched 1 inning in relief and struck out all 3 batters he faced. So, great story to see, man. Great update. Like I said, I talked about it maybe episode 5 or 6, which is probably 3 to 4 weeks ago, about a month ago. And it's good to see him get his first inning in and the first strikeouts in, man. They say he has some nasty stuff. Excuse me, I'm talking a little too fast. They say he has some nasty stuff too, man. He worked on his slider since that video became viral and got signed. He worked on his slider, worked on curveball a little bit, and I say this, man. You never know. You never know, guys. You never know, guys and girls. You can go to certain events and you might go viral one day for shooting jump shots, for throwing a shot put ball, for whatever, tennis, whatever, something. You never know. So just be aware where you at. Should try to go viral, I guess, for good things. And you never know who's watching. You never know who will see and pick the video up, man. So it's a great story for Nathan Patterson. Shout out to him, man. It's a great story to have. Great, man. Great. I'm gonna move on to football real quick. A few topics for NFL. I have a question for you guys too, man. Leave a comment in the comment section, or you can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram at Stats Free Sports. Again, at Stats Free Sports on Facebook and Instagram, or in the comment section on YouTube. And I have a question for you guys, man. Out of this class of 2019 NFL Hall of Famers, who would you choose if you could choose one player to start your franchise off with? Who would you choose? And these are based off the four skill players. I know Kevin Maui, former offensive lineman for the New York Jets. Um, I'm not gonna choose him. I'm not gonna put him in this listing. I'm gonna choose out of the four skill players, which were Champ Bailey, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, and Ed Reed. So out of those four guys, who would you choose to start your franchise off with? I don't think it's if you're going defense, I'm definitely going with Ed Reed. As an offense, the only option there is Tony Gonzalez. But if you're going defense, I'm going Ed Reed for sure. Over Champ Bailey, over Ty Law. They both Ed Reed. Champ Bailey and Ty Law were both great cornerbacks. They're very good cornerbacks. But Ed Reed's something special, man. He's just different. He different for real. He's different. Yeah, but overall, if I were to rank those four guys, like I said, Tony Gonzalez is the only offensive guy available. But just in order ranking, Ed Reed first, Tony Gonzalez second. I think he's that big of a game changer. Number three, Champ Bailey, and number four, Ty Law. With the close four behind Champ Bailey, it's very close between those two guys. But I would give the slight edge to Champ Bailey. I think Champ Bailey was a true shutdown corner for a year or two. Ty Bailey was top Bailey. Ty Law was too though, but his surrounding team was nice too though. You know what I'm saying? Champ Bailey never really had a super nice team like Ty Law did, so it make him look better, in my opinion. Champ Bailey had okay teams, good teams, solid teams, but never great defensive surrounding players the same way Champ Bailey had. Just like Richard Sherman. I know they're different players, the different schemes, all that stuff. But Richard Sherman looks a lot better with Legion of Boom than he does with the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? He's still good, he's still solid. But I'm just saying Ty Law from the Patriots was a little different from Ty Law with the Jets. Still good, but not quite the same effect, same impact. But like I said, Ed Reed first for me. He's just different. He's different. Have y'all seen that story about him game planning for Peyton Manning like 8 weeks ahead of time? That story is crazy, man. So what happened was, quick story that Ed Reed told. I think the Ravens played the Colts maybe like week 9, week 7, something like that. So Ed Reed ran a certain coverage wrong on purpose for like 5, 6 weeks straight because he knew Peyton Manning would pick up on the coverage on Ed Reed making a mistake every time. So every time Peyton Manning saw it, he knew he thought Ed Reed was making a lazy decision, a bad move, doing whatever scheme coverage he was doing. So during the week they played the Colts, Ed Reed played the same way. But he faked it because on one drive he faked it because he knew that Peyton Manning was going to throw his way in his area, because in his presumed area, because he'd been faking it wrong the entire time. So he knew Peyton Manning would target his cover guy, his guy in his zone. And Ed Reed faked that he was doing the wrong play again, and ended up biting on the ball, bit on it hard, pick six. And you know what I mean? He told that story a few weeks ago when he got enshrined in Hall of Fame. It was great to see, man. It was a great story, super great story. A super cerebral guy, great player. A lot of great players are smart too, man. Don't just think football or basketball players are just dumb jocks who are super talented and not smart. That's a smart guy. That's a crazy thing to do. That's ballsy. That's gutsy. I wonder if his coach had anything to like do with it, or like I guess has had any knowledge of him doing that. I don't know. But that's a crazy story, man. A crazy story. You set him up ahead of time for 6, 7 weeks. So when you play him, you know he's gonna attack your zone because he figures you're playing it wrong because you've been doing it wrong for 6, 7 weeks or whatever, how many weeks straight. And then you fake him out, get the pick six. That's crazy. That's super crazy. That's a crazy move, man. And only a smart guy like an Ed Reed, great player like an Ed Reed, like a great Deion Sanders, Darrell Reeves, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, only guys like that. Earl Thomas maybe, probably, would make plays like that, man. It's a great move, man. Super great move to do. Um, so yeah, guys, just answer, comment, you know, DM me, comment, or leave a message on Instagram or Facebook at Stat Street Sports. Comment on YouTube at Stat Street Sports. If you listen on SoundCloud, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, man. And let me know who you'll pick from that crop of guys, man. Like I said, I'm choosing Ed Reed first, Tony Gonzalez second, third Champ Bailey, fourth Ty Law. Out of those guys. Um, yeah, man. Ed Reed is different. Tony Gonzalez different too. Ed Reed is different, man. It's super different. So I'm gonna go with Ed Reed for my pick out of those guys. Um, what should we go to next? A little trade I liked a lot. Duke Johnson to the Texans. Um, I like that move a lot, guys. I like it. Him and Lamar Miller, excuse me, for the Texans will be behind Deshaun Watson, giving him another 1-2 punch to go to. Duke Johnson is great in the passing game, can line up in the slot, can line up in the backfield, catch the ball, run the ball very well. I like it a lot, man. A great second option behind Lamar Miller, or with Lamar Miller in the field at the same time. I like that move a lot, man. I like it a lot. Also, I'm gonna talk about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa getting injured, a little small ankle injury, doing training camp. It seemed like the Bosa brothers are so great. Like, the football guys are giving them injuries to slow them down or something. Man, it's crazy. Joey Bosa was hurt last year and his rookie season. Yeah, he's a third year guy this year. So last year, his sophomore year in the NFL, second year in the NFL, he was hurt most of the year or a little bit throughout the year. First year he was hurt for the first 3-4 games, and now Nick Bosa's come to the league, coming out of college hurt and coming to the league hurt again. So it look like the football guys aren't showing any Bosa family members any favors, man. It's crazy. Those two guys are so talented that for whatever reason they both are super injury prone. It's crazy. I hope he bounce back. I hope he can make it to his first game and be able to contribute to his team, man. I would love to see him play. I see him on Madden a lot. A lot of players use 49ers now, and he's a monster. He's a super monster on Madden. So I would love to see him, contribute the same way he does on Madden in real life, but he can just stay healthy. And staying healthy leads me to my next topic of Kevin White. You don't remember Kevin White? Kevin White was a first round draft pick for the Chicago Bears, wide receiver out of West Virginia, 2016, if I'm not mistaken, NFL draft. And he was taken as the next big thing wide receiver, around 6'2", 6'3", speedy receiver, big body, got some wheels on him, can catch. West Virginia air raid offense. Had a great junior season, man. He had a very quiet freshman sophomore season. They were cool. They were okay, but a real breakout junior year. Into the draft, I think he was top 15. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking up the facts, but I do know a little bit. I did a little research before I did this episode. But seeing him, man, he was hurt every year. Legit, he was hurt every year. 2016 rookie year, fractured his leg. 2017, the next year, fractured his leg. Last year, fractured his shoulder. And then this year with the Arizona Cardinals, he was signed on to their team through the off season, looking for a fresh start. Um, hopefully, gonna be healthy. End up hurting himself during training camp and through preseason, and it got cut a few days ago. I think yesterday, maybe Thursday. I mean, Monday or Tuesday. Sad, man. Not sad. Not something that's sad. He got paid. He got his money. He got paid a little bit, but just know you, you couldn't show your talents off. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, he had a great junior year or whatever year it was, senior year, junior year of college, great year. I remember seeing interviews about this guy. Very confident in himself, very happy to start the season. As a rookie, come to league, ready to dominate, ready to make big plays, and just could not keep himself from getting hurt. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. And he looked like he was a good player. Some people didn't like the draft pick for the Bears. Um, I don't remember how I really felt about it because it was a few years ago. I don't really remember, but I like this game a lot. No, I like big. I guess I like them probably. I like big receivers a lot. I love my favorite receiver in the NFL right now. Plays for my favorite team, the Atlanta Falcons. I love Julio Jones, big body receiver. He's not quite Julio Jones' size, but I like big body receivers. I like him. I like AJ Green. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I like 6 foot, 6'1" and bigger receivers who got some speed on them. And he wasn't quite the freak Julio Jones is, but he was definitely a good mobile 6'2" guy. And it's just sad to see him not be able to get the stay healthy enough to get a chance or get a real chance. Like I said, two fractured legs on the same left leg back to back years. And then the next year a fractured shoulder, and then the next year get cut for a little injury he had. He has a bug, man. He has an injury prone bug. I hope somehow, he's 27, 28 years old now. I hope he can hopefully shake it off and try to, salvage what he can these last few years, man, and try to make a name for himself. It's not over. It's not over, but he got to stay healthy, man. Has to, man. It's kind of, I don't want to say sad, but kind of just a tough thing to see and hear, man. A guy can't get his dream going on, not because of drugs, not because of legal issues or whatever. It's just because of he can't stay healthy, and it's kind of tough, man. I feel bad for the guy. But let's move on to. I don't want to do two bad topics back to back, but Adrian Peterson, the great Hall of Fame bound, still playing though. He's still playing with the Redskins, but Hall of Fame bound, the great Adrian Peterson is in debt. Um, Crazy, man. He has made about $100 million uh, on his through an NFL contract. He has made over $100 million if you tally in his endorsement deals, and he is somehow in debt. He somehow blew through $100+ million. I seen a story today. This isn't sports related, but it's related to this topic. I seen a news clip on Instagram the other day about T-Pain, the rapper, singer, I guess singer, uh, the melodic king, I guess. T-Pain said he lost $40 million. $40 million. What? Man, I don't understand, bro. I don't understand, guys, how and girls. If you, I haven't really read any young ladies or women losing money like to this rate that play sports. I haven't really seen any. Forgive me if I don't know, but I have not seen any women lose money at this amount, at this rate in sports. So if I am missing something, send me the link. Tell me about it. I want to read about it. But Adrian Peterson, man, $120 million. You lost it. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I really haven't read up on it too much. I saw about his money advisor, financial advisor, and all that. I've read about a little bit, but man, just guys learn from their mistakes. Just up and coming players, current players, man, learn from these guys' mistakes. Y'all haven't learned, no, AP and other guys like you who are, you know, losing money or not really keeping up with your own finances. It's cool to have financial advisors, financial people to do your stuff for you, but you gotta learn yourself to watch where the money's going. You know what I mean? You might can catch it enough time to where you might not lose 120, but you'll 120 million, but you'll lose 5, 10, 15. But to lose the whole 120, oh my gosh, that gotta be heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? And not be funny, but you kind of see why Adrian Peterson's still playing. You know what I'm saying? You kind of see why. You know, he probably loved the game of football, but you know, he need that bread too. So I'm not saying it's a joke, not at all. I'm not rich. I'm broke. I'm poor too. Same as him. But you know, man, that sucks. That sucks, man. To lose 120 million, it hurt me. It hurt me when I lose $20. Shoot, so to lose 120 million, oh my gosh, I'll be sick in my stomach, man. But there's young people who know future goals and whatever you want to do. Save your money. Watch where your money's going. If you have a spouse that can, you have a joint account with your spouse. Hey, watch it. Watch how the money's being spent. Watch where it goes. Watch how it's used. Watch it, man. Future pros, future business, whatever, future everything. If you have money, watch whoever handles your money. You know what I'm saying? I know you have financial advisors. Some of you pro guys, a lot of you pro guys, you can still keep up with how your money's being used and how it's working for you. You still can do that. You know what I mean? Not just give it to him or her to make it work for you, pay your bills for you, and then look up and you looking crazy. AP, what, 34, 33, 34 years old, still playing a tough game, still playing this rough game. Like I said, I see why he's still playing. You know what I'm saying? Not a joke. I'm not joking on him. Not laughing, none of that. But I see why he's still playing. I see why he's such in good shape. You know what I mean? They say he loves the game. They say, he's a physical freak, a physical marvel. Yeah, that's all cool, but for sure, it's probably he need that bread. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a tough thing to hear, man. Sucks to hear. Guy you look up to, you know, going broke like this, 30 some years old, like golly, and got kids, have kids too. Child support too. But live life, man. Live life. Learn. You can still bounce back. It's not over yet. It's not too late for anybody. AP, anybody. You can still bounce back and make a good, living. Might not be the living you wanted, living you projected to have, but still have a good living, man, and still have a great life, man. It's not all about the money, not all about the riches, but it's about how you live life, man. So don't be too down. Adrian Peterson, T Pain, and other people like them who have lost millions, lost money. Like I said, when I lose $20, I'm kind of pissed off. So I couldn't imagine what you guys are going through or have went through. So keep your heads up, man, and just try to stay positive, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy story. I hope they can get past it, earn some money back, get some back somehow, do something. But oh man, on to this AB Antonio Brown and Oakland Raiders drama. Him being called out. Well, first, uh, him with the helmet stuff, and him being called out by Mike Mayock, his GM, former NFL draft analyst and stuff like that. He's the now GM of the Raiders. He called out He called out Antonio Brown in this little holdout or stance against the helmet and stuff, and just come help the team and play with the team, all that whatever. But I'm not here about the drama. But I'm here about an article a Bleacher Report writer came out with today or yesterday. You hearing this? If you're hearing this, Thursday the 22nd. A Bleacher Report writer came out with an article saying AB Antonio Brown, who is clearly a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver, he is saying that he could potentially TO his way out of the Hall of Fame. And I don't want to cuss. I'm trying to refrain from cussing, but that's BS. That's BS. They know it. I'm man. I don't get too heated or going a little rant and like that. But man, To deserved to be a first round ballot. He should have skipped, did a backflip, did push ups his way into the Hall of Fame. And he did not. He had to wait, what, 2, 3 years to get in? 2, 3 years to get into the Hall of Fame with his numbers that he had? Oh my gosh. And I said, this stats for sports, we don't do numbers, but Lord have mercy, the numbers don't lie sometimes. Like come on now. That's my whole motto, my whole slogan. Numbers lie, I don't, EYE. There's your two good eyes, one eye, third eye in the sky. Don't lie, believe your eyes. But look though, my eyes see them numbers he put up, T.O. put up. He should be first ballot Hall of Famer. No question. No question. And Hall of Fame, in my opinion, should be based on field play only. Not locker room, not personal, not none of that. On field play only. Did AB show up mostly every time, double team, triple team, still make plays, still put up great numbers? Yes. 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 For sure, 100% yes. So for that writer, that writer to say he might TO his way out the Hall of Fame or being the first ballot, that's disrespectful to me. That's blasphemous to me. And I just don't understand how people just make certain rules off of certain people because he's a not so team friendly guy. It does not matter. Randy Moss, people forget, Randy Moss quit on his team a few times. Randy Moss quit on his team a few times. Not the Patriots. Not the Patriots. He did not quit on them. He quit on the Vikings. He quit on the Tennessee Titans, I believe. The Raiders. He quit on a few teams a few times. And he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's reformed now. He's a good image now. But T.O.'s still the bad guy for his issues with 49ers quarterback Jeff Garcia, his issues with Donovan McNabb, his issues with Jerry Jones, Jason Witten, Tony Romo, whatever it was, his issues with certain teams. He was not first ballot Hall of Famer because of off the field issues. When I'm sure other guys in the NFL Hall of Fame has beaten women, done drugs, abused drugs, been to jail, DUIs, all that stuff. T.O. had none of that. Terrell Owens have none of that. Not one that I know of legal issue, not one drug issue. He did not quit on his team the same way Randy Moss did publicly and multiple times. He has not done that. AB, has he quit on his team? They say that the last year with the Steelers, the last game scenario thing, but he got kicked out. He got kicked out of practice or the game, whatever. Well, not he didn't. He was not invited to play in the game because he didn't make practice the last 2-3 practices, whatever. That's that's just a thing between him and the coach. But and just AB being not like I said, not team friendly. He's not a team friendly guy as it comes off. He's a very me diva type player, which is fine because most star receivers are, which is I'm not mad at. It is what it is. But you can't tell me that has any effect on or this Raiders issue with the helmet or with the feet being potentially frostbitten, whatever. That has any potential legacy, like legacy asterisks for Antonio Brown. I don't see that. I don't understand why that's even a question. Why it's even in consideration for that hurting AB's consideration to be in Hall of Fame. That's crazy to me. That is ridiculous. That's crazy. I don't understand that one. I truly don't understand that one. It shouldn't hurt it. I hope it doesn't hurt it. That's crazy if it does. Um, we'll see if it does, man. But I really hope it doesn't. If it does, that's BS. That's bull stuff to the fullest. But off of that, real quick, uh, you know what? Kevin White was not the 2016 draft. I'm mistaken. I think Kevin White was the 2015 draft. Sorry about that. I think about somebody else. About this next guy, actually. One of my favorite players in the NFL right now. One of my favorite players a few years ago in college also. I'm glad he's bounced back. I'm so happy he got paid. He got paid yesterday, which was Wednesday, the 21st, August 21st, 2019. Jalen Jones, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Excuse me, the Dallas Cowboys linebacker, Jalen Jones. I'm tripping. Jalen Smith, excuse me. Jalen Smith got paid. Um, it's a great story. Same as, not the same, but another great story. Just like Nathan Patterson. No, they're not similar at all. They're not similar. They're not the same. But just another great story to see, man. Jalen Smith came out in 2016 NFL draft. He fell further than what he should have because he had a very bad knee injury in his final bowl game in college. He's a linebacker for Notre Dame. Sat on the sideline, speed, great linebacker, hard hitting, playmaking linebacker. Him and Miles Jack, who is currently with the Jacksonville Jaguars, was back then with the UCLA Bruins. They were neck and neck, in my opinion, as being the best two linebackers in college. I lean towards Jalen Smith, but no, you couldn't go wrong with Miles Jack. Either, in my opinion. And they both are great with linebackers. They both are in line to get paid in the NFL at the same time, anyways. Which I'll get to that in a few minutes. But man, it's good to see Jalen Smith bounce back from that nasty potential career ending. The people saying he couldn't come back. People were saying he would never be the same again. His nerves were bad. Some nerves might have been damaged, but it ended up. He took a year to get healthy, a second year to get back right. To get back in game shape, get out used to the game. And this past year had a breakout season, and he became a guy the Cowboys defense needed, and they needed and just depended on to make big plays, and he did that, and they solidified their inside core linebackers with Jalen Smith being paid and the young up and coming second year player Cal Van Der Esch. So no, he deserves to get paid, man. The highest paid linebacker, or one of the highest paid linebackers in the league right now. Great move by the Cowboys. That does, kind of dry up the well for, Big Zeke. So, you still got to pay Amari Cooper. They still got to pay Dak Prescott, and they had to pay Jalen Smith. And Jalen Smith got paid. I'm pretty sure Dak is going to be soon. So Zeke, man, I don't know, man. All that money might be up soon, bro. So you might want to come back and take whatever offer they kind of give you at this point, man. Because you start missing them game checks, it's gonna be looking kind of scarce out there for you, man. So I don't know about Zeke holding out too much longer if they gonna pay Amari or Dak next, which I'm thinking they might pay Dak just to probably tell Zeke like, yo, if you don't do it now, we're gonna cut you or trade you or whatever. But man, I don't know, Zeke. You might be there for the long haul. I said last episode 6, don't fold. But bruh, that bread kind of drying up for you now, man. With Smith just getting paid big money, almost $40 million guaranteed. Dak in line. Dak been in line to get paid. Dak really need a payday. Dak was a third, fourth round pick, getting like less than $1 million a year. Oh yeah, Dak gotta get paid for sure. I can't stop saying for sure. He gotta get paid for what he's doing. What his worth is to the Cowboys. He gotta get paid for sure. No question about it. He's not even making $1 million yet, I don't think. Not in 1 year. I don't believe. Bruh. Sheesh. Come on, man. But Zeke need that bread. Cooper need that bread. I don't know, Zeke. You might be last to get paid, bruh. Might be last to get paid, bruh. So hold on strong. I still believe in the holdout. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not you, so I don't know what's going on with the financial wise. But bruh, kind of look towards, might want to call Jerry, call Stephen Jones, like, yo, I might take y'all little deal now. You know what I'm saying? I might give in for the team. Just just say it's for the team, and you'll be all right, man. You won't get too much backlash for holding out. Lord, I don't know, Z. Getting a little scary out there for you, bro. But but like I said, it wasn't really about Zeke. The title wasn't really about Zeke. It's about Jalen Smith. Shout out Jalen Smith on a great recovery. Also, like I said, Miles Jack, who was also picked in that 2016 NFL draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is in line to get a payday right after Jalen Smith. His contract is up very soon. I think another year or two. I'm pretty sure he's going to get $1 or $2 more than Jalen Smith just received. I'm pretty sure it'll be more guaranteed money. No, like I said, same way they were in line in college to be number one, number two linebackers. They're the same way now on their pay grade. So it's good to see both guys paying out for their teams. Both guys, playing well, playing great. It's good seeing that, man. They were during that year. They were two of my favorite players to watch. So I'm glad they both panned out. They both gonna get paid. I wish they give me some money for being a fan, but that might not happen. But we'll see. I might try to DM them guys like, yo, I'm a fan. Like, what's popping? Like, give me $1 or $2, but but we will see. That probably won't happen though. But like I said, man, shout out to Jalen Smith, man. Big fan of his. Been following him for a while since I think his high school days. I think I have. I don't know. Might be tripping. But no, I'm lying. I have been a fan of Jalen Smith for a long time though. I was a big fan of those national. I was a big fan of those Notre Dame teams back then. My favorite team for college football is Virginia Tech, but I always watched Notre Dame. I always watch Florida State because a lot of guys from my area end up going to Florida State or Notre Dame. Sometimes Notre Dame, but mostly Florida State, Virginia Tech, or UVA. So I tend to watch those teams more than watch players from my hometown or my home state. But shout out those guys, man. I'm gonna end this podcast on this next topic. The results from UFC 241, which is a great card, great main card. I'm really focusing on the last three fights. I'll start with the most impressive fight of the night, which was the fight between Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa. Great physical fight. Great middleweight fight, man. I can't say it enough, man. Super great fight. One of the better fights of the year, in my opinion, so far. They both just big Brahma bulls, man, throwing haymakers the whole night, man. The whole entire night. Great fight. Yo Romero is a freak. He's a super freak, man. Good gracious. 42 years old, still built like that, still running, still just being the guy faced the entire night, not backing down, keeping that same energy all night long, the same unorthodox striking, and just bounced the entire night. It's crazy to see him, man. At 42 years old, good Lord. Man, he's impressive. But Paulo Costa, I think moved to 13-0, if not 14-0. I know he's undefeated for sure, but he might be 13-0. I believe he had a great fight, man. Great fight with Yoel Romero. I enjoyed the fight a lot. People are saying Yoel Romero should have won. I think it was close, but I think it's not really a controversial finish or decision. But I think Paulo Costa did enough to win the fight. I can't see it going both ways, but I think Paulo Costa did a little too much. The first two rounds, he kind of tailed off during the third round, kind of got a little tired, and Yoel was rocking him a lot. But I do give it to Paulo Costa the slight edge to him. But I don't think it was controversial. I think it was a very close call, but I think Paulo Costa did it just enough in the first 2 rounds to get the job done over Yoel Romero. Fight number two, I want to touch on it. Oh, excuse me. Paulo Costa should be fighting for the title. Um, Whoever wins against Robert Whitaker and Israel Adonijah, if I'm not mistaken his name. That'll be a tough fight that's coming up. I think in November, October, November. There'll be a tough fight. And I read reports that Dana White was potentially going to fly Paulo Costa to Melbourne, Australia, to watch that fight and to see who he'll face live in person. So if that is true, that's cool to see. That's very cool to see. Um, I I'll wait to pick that fight since it's a few months away. It should be a great fight for the title. But yeah, Paulo Costa should be facing the winner to that fight if all accounts of what Dana White is saying and what Dana White how he's acting with Paulo Costa and what he said after the press conference of 241. He said Paulo Costa should be in line for a fight. Paulo Costa agrees with him, so I would think the fight should happen. Next fight, I want to touch on Nate Diaz against Anthony Pettis. Very good matchup. Nate Diaz, one of my favorite fighters of all time. I love him and his brother Nick Diaz. I hate that they're not really, UFC favorites because they kind of clash with Dana a lot. They suspended a lot. They don't fight a lot. They do not fight a lot. They don't fight a lot in the UFC because of their issues with Dana and just, Dana can't really market those guys the way he wants to market a superstar. But Nate Diaz, if you didn't know Dana White or anybody else in the UFC organization, Nate Diaz is a superstar for sure. 100% confirmed a superstar. And he imposed his will on Anthony Pettis all night long. All night long, imposed his will, did his job, score all the points he needed to score, and won that fight convincingly. So, great fight for him. He called out Jorge Masvidal for the next fight. I'd love to see that fight. Masvidal was smiling, was cheesing ear to ear when Nate Diaz called him out. He was in the crowd also, which I think Dana might have flew him out there also into California. He might not flew him out, but he might have told him, "Yo, wink, wink, come on. If Nate wins, you're gonna call you out." So that did happen. Masvidal was cheesing hard, super hard. So the fight should happen. I would hope. Um, but we'll see because we know Nate Diaz has won before and has not, have not getting the fight he wants or the fight that he deserves to get because Dana White or his team does not feel like Nate Diaz is a star enough to carry his own card or to fight certain fighters. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, Nate Diaz for the Jorge Masvidal would be a good fight in my opinion. I'll still go with Nate. I like Nate. Not it's a little biased too, but I think Nate will win if he fights Masvidal. But we'll see when the time comes if it even get booked. So we'll see. Um, let's see. The main event: Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. I think. Stipe won the title back, but the question is, did Stipe lose it or did Stipe win it or did Daniel Cormier lose it? It's a tough one to say. I would think, in my opinion, from watching the fight, I think Daniel Cormier lost the fight. I know no credit taken away from Stipe, but all Daniel had to do was wrestle. Same way his coaches told him to. Just take it to the ground, wrestle, and you got the victory in the bag with no issues. And for whatever reason, Daniel Cormier let the pride get in his way, got a big of an ego, and just standing up with Stipe, and Stipe took advantage of it, gave him straight hard body shots, folded Daniel Cormier, and then just gave him a good TKO. which was sad to see, man, because Daniel had that win easy in the bag, and for whatever reason got a little too cocky, won't listen to his coach, won't listen to his corner, and just stay on his feet for some reason. I don't understand why. Um, Man, he had a fight in the bag. I'm not really a Daniel Cormier fan. I'm a fan of both fighters, so not really leaning towards either one. Be like biased or anything like that, but he had it in the bag, man. Daniel had his say. He had the first 3 rounds on lock. You might can say Stipe might have won. I think the second maybe or third, whatever. But bruh, at best for Stipe, he was down 1 round with 2 rounds left. All Daniel had to do was play it safe and go to his strength and wrestle for the last 2 rounds. He's fine. He is fine. Easy title win. Retire the champion. Retire or go fight John Jones again or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But he had an easy road to winning, and he stayed on his feet and took that L hard, man. Gave Daniel Cormier took straight body shots, and Stipe was throwing him hard as he could, and he was rocking him in that fourth round. And he ended up falling, man, fell to the ground, and Stipe finished the job. So, man, I don't know where Daniel Cormier goes from here next. He's not sure either. He's gonna speak to his wife and to his team about retiring or what's the next move. Then retire, try John Jones again, try Stipe again. I don't think he can get John Jones fight right now. I don't think it's the best move for him. I don't think John Jones will even take that fight because he just lost. People are saying John Jones should go up and fight Stipe at heavyweight. Um, I have wanted to see John Jones in the heavyweight division for years now. I don't think Stipe would be a good challenge for John Jones. I think John Jones would run through Stipe. The way Stipe was fighting against Daniel Cormier and struggling like that, I think John Jones will run straight through him. It is different because John Jones, we have to see if his speed does come with him. Because you have to bulk up. Light heavyweight is 205. Heavyweight is what 230, I believe, 230. So he has to bulk up 25 pounds. Who knows if that speed will come with him? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say John Jones is such a freak. I wouldn't say no, but you never know. So we'll have to see, man. But if John Jones' speed does come with him to heavyweight, if he does go, I think he'll run through Stipe. I don't think the way Dan Cormier just murked Stipe in the first fight, and then he didn't really murk him because he knocked him out. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't really winning that at first. But the second fight, when Cormier was just controlling every aspect of the stand up, he was killing Stipe until he made him a grave mistake and not trying to wrestle the fourth round and just took that L. But I think John Jones will knock Stipe out probably the first 2 rounds if he fought like that against John Jones. The way Stipe fought Cormier, I think he fought John Jones the same way. He would lose the second round. He would be knocked out the second round, in my opinion. I truly believe that. So I don't know what's next for Stipe or for Daniel Cormier. They say Stipe might get Ngannou again, Ngannou part 2. Stipe beat Francis Ngannou, about 2 years ago for the title, but Francis was was a lot inexperienced then. He was just going off his muscle. He still is going off his muscle and his power, but he's a little more experienced now. So we'll see how that goes. If that does happen again, I would still lean towards Stipe. I still would, but we'll see how that goes, though, man. We'll see how the matchups shake out. But thanks for watching or listening to this episode 7 of the podcast. Hopefully, episode 8 has video to it. We will see how everything goes. But thanks for watching. Follow on SoundCloud and YouTube. Subscribe. Like, share, comment, whatever, man. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Stats Free Sports. And thanks for the support, guys. See y'all next time.